Welcome back to week 2 of the Big Dog podcast. Clap it up, gentlemen. Clap it up. Thank you. Thank you. Gentlemen, how are we this week? How we doing?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little upset.
Gonna be better myself.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Anymore.
Bucks are 2-0. Shout out my FAU Owls. We got the win over FIU. Um, FAU forced 4 turnovers this week versus the Panthers. So
Wow.
shout out to the defense. Yeah, T, when I hear you're not very happy about some UFC potentially or something, let's get your thoughts
So
there.
let's get into that.
Yeah,
So Rob Davalishvili beat Sean O'Malley
shockingly,
this
shocking to
this
me at least.
Saturday. Yeah. And if you couldn't have already guessed it, it was an absolute snooze fest. I
I did
mean,
hear that.
The fight did not start till about 1:45 in the morning,
yeah.
which is
Yeah,
So
unfortunately, I will say I did not get a chance to watch this fight as Stream East was not
fortunate.
working, but
yeah, yeah.
I did hear
You
about
didn't
it.
you didn't miss anything. That was, I mean, it's just terrible for the sport.
Well, it was a good division too.
Yeah, a once great division now riddled with crotch sniffing Russians.
It's
Uh,
it's uh what? It's featherweight, right?
no, Bantam,
Phantom. Sorry.
135, and filled with very talented strikers such as Corey Sandhagen, Sean O'Malley, Petr Yan. Now is taken over by the Umar Nurmagomedovs, the Merab Dvalishvilis of the world, and it is terrible to see. Nobody wants to see a bunch of inbred Russians dive for people's legs for
Right.
25 minutes in the most boring title fight you'll ever watch.
Well, and it's not
But
exciting.
that's
Like
what's going to happen.
someone like me who I by no means am I a UFC. I know everything about it, but I do enjoy watching. And I know the big names, but no, people want to see knockouts and people get hit, and they want to see excitement, not dudes grappling for 15 minutes or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah.
Saturday night, Chris can confirm this. I was quite upset
hold on. Can we
after
can we
watching it.
acknowledge what's on the screen? Is he drinking straight out of a pickle juice jar? Can we
Yes,
acknowledge
he
that really
is.
quickly?
Yes, he
Okay,
is.
okay.
Shout out Vlasic.
Just wanted to see if I was seeing what I was seeing there. Okay,
Can't be
continue, please.
can't be cramping out here.
But yeah, I mean that's just terrible. And then the title fight previous to Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili, Valentina Shevchenko and Alexa Grasso.
Again, Grasso upset. I think both were upsets, if I'm not
No,
mistaken. Really?
I mean I could have guessed Valentina would have won that.
There were some really
Just
good other.
yeah, Diego Lopez was a great fight. He's always exciting to watch. He's a good fighter. He'll probably be a champ one day if he can take down Ilya. But
Do you
yeah,
believe
that
that? Do you believe Umar Nurmagomedov is next for Morale?
yeah. At least he should be. He probably I mean he pretty much shit on Corey Sandhagen, who shout out Corey Sandhagen. He's pretty tough.
Well, I saw today that O'Malley's out of probably a year, gonna have surgery on his labrum in the hip. So
Hip
Yeah,
labor. I didn't even know that was a fucking thing, but
I
yeah,
knew I knew about the shoulder labrum, wasn't
oh
sure
yeah,
about the hip.
yeah.
fucking bad
Yeah.
shoulder,
So if you don't have anything
bad
else
shoulder.
on O'Malley, I have something else to add here. Two things. UFC, I believe 309, right? Is Stipe and Jones finally a year after it
Terrible.
was supposed to happen.
Terrible. Terrible.
Um,
I hate it.
I don't. So here's the thing. I don't mind that fight happening. But Jones,
Gonna
supposedly
retire.
this is he was seen
Yeah.
saying the other night this is his last fight.
Which
Is
that's
he
terrible.
is he avoiding aspirin?
Yeah. Yeah. I've known this for about what month are we in?
September.
September. Yeah. So I've known this for about 9 months now.
Yeah. Well, and part of me is like, you're John Jones. He probably is the greatest of all time, if we're being
Yeah,
honest.
he is, but he's also the greatest, you know,
So
Salter.
yeah,
He's on.
assaulter, the
He's under.
greatest druggie.
His record may
right,
not be
but
undefeated, but against his wife, he's never lost. It's a horrible thing,
well,
and we do
he's never
not
lost in the
condone that
UFC
here at
either. To be
Big Dog
fair,
Sports.
like I kind of see him like, why ruin your legacy? Because Aspinall's a badass fighter. So is John Jones. I'm not saying John Jones is automatically going to lose. I think it would be a hell of a fight. but why risk losing when you're already the GOAT? Beat
Oh,
Stipe, retire. But I agree. I'd like to see Jones versus Aspinall, but
It's just bad for the sport.
am I right in
yeah,
saying that he is, I mean, not much, but younger than Alex Padilla?
Who, John?
they're close.
Yeah, I think
They're
he's a
close in
year
age, just
younger.
not.
I think they're the same age, right around
Yeah.
36.
So and then
7.
also that night, Oliveira versus Chandler too.
I
Obviously
like that fight. I like
Chandler
Chandler going out and
has
getting a
been waiting
fight.
for McGregor, right?
Yeah.
That fight was supposed to happen a few months back, got canceled. And Dylan, I'm gonna get your thoughts on this because maybe there's something I'm missing. McGregor's made it obvious he wants a date, he wants to fight.
Yeah.
He's been tested countless times, passed all the drug tests and everything. But Dana, for some reason, seems like he doesn't want Conor to fight. Do you know like why? Like it doesn't make sense because McGregor, most popular of all time, is gonna make you money, gonna sell. What? But why not?
I don't know if it's Dana who doesn't want him. I don't know if Connor wants to fight. He pulled out of 303, International Fight League
But he
because
was injured.
it's his pinky toe.
I,
It's his pinky toe. I mean, I've seen fighters with much worse, much more gruesome injuries fight through than your pinky toe.
I watched Spencer Lee wrestle with a
Yeah.
torn ACL.
Spencer Lee won a national championship at 125 with no ACLs in either knee. So,
But then
like
his mom destroyed her fucking contact lenses. So
2 years after, or a year.
yeah, I just
I don't. It just seems like McGregor. He's not serious about it right now. Seems like he wants to party, which who doesn't?
oh
let's say
shit.
he has earned that right. To be fair, one of the best to ever
Yeah.
do
He
it.
doesn't need the fight by any
No,
means.
No,
That's
but I think
he
it's
can
clear he
sit on his
wants
ass
to.
for the
I
rest
think
of his life.
it seems like he wants a fight. So we'll see.
yeah.
Whether it's Chandler after this or
I doubt
else.
it'll be Chandler. I mean, if
That's what
Chandler
I'm hearing.
it'll probably be Chandler. Which there's a good chance he does lose that fight, but uh, it I just can't see
I'm
him
saying if
fight.
Chandler wins, I think he wants Islam.
Yeah, if Chandler wins, he's not going to settle for Connor.
Hey,
He'll go to bigger and better things.
Chandler beats Islam. You get a little Chandler McGregor for a fucking title.
That's never going to happen. You'll never see that ever. Chandler doesn't beat a single person within the top five of 155 right now, nor can he even make 155 right now. I mean, he's probably close to cutting for 170.
I don't know. Interesting fight there. All right, if we're done with that, let's get into a college football. We good with that?
Yep.
All right. So
Shout out Big Chris. I know you're watching at home. Love to get
probably.
you on sometime.
Who are you guys' teams of the week? I have two. I'll let you guys go first here.
I mean, can I say Texas A&M? I mean, I know they played Florida, but like
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
pretty
your
pretty
thought, man.
pretty
All
good
you
performance all around. Granted, I think like hour or so, 30, 45-minute weather delay.
Yeah.
But that's really not more on Texas A&M. That's more on just the current state of the Florida Gators.
State of Florida.
State of Florida, yeah, state of
Hey, talk for
Florida.
yourself. Hey, FAU 1-2. We are better than
And
Florida
That's
State.
really good. That's really
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
and then probably say Alabama, going to
Roll Tide.
Camp Randall, mauling
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Not a great Wisconsin team, but definitely a
Still a
great
nice environment
rebound.
there in Wisconsin.
Great rebound for Alabama after the struggles in the USF game.
Yes.
So
I agree.
I would say the Tide definitely
Yeah.
deserve.
I'd go K-State.
I had them as
Going
well. I was really surprised by
to,
them.
beating Arizona that bad. I really thought
Yeah.
Arizona would be.
I'll
that'd
say
be-
it again. Noah
You guys
Fafita was
picked
my Heisman pick
Arizona.
preseason. So and I picked Arizona to win that game.
I think I did as well. Yeah, but K-State dog walked them.
Avery
Sure.
Johnson looked great in that game as well.
Yeah.
I believe he ran for over 100 yards in that one.
Even though they lost,
Who was that again?
I'd go.
Avery Johnson
110 yards on rushing, yes, and 2
with a
touchdowns.
touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passing.
Even though this team lost, they still put up a great fight and look great. Boston College going into Mizzou and
Up early.
almost winning that.
That was a really good game too.
Yeah.
Like that.
And South Carolina. South Carolina was
Yes, South Carolina
They probably
was
should have
good.
That
won.
was the best game of the week.
Yeah, they probably should have won that game with a competent ref.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Sellers going out of that game kind of hurt him, their
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah. For me, I had Washington State getting the win over Washington 24-19.
Big Apple Cup. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I picked Washington.
Washington ranked in
Um,
that?
No, I don't think so.
what's up?
Was Washington ranked?
I don't believe so.
No.
They're one of those like you know, one of the teams that were almost ranked.
Yeah.
John Mayer, quarterback Washington State,
On
245 yards
Mayer?
passing. What's up?
John Mayer, like the singer?
No.
Oh, okay.
Much. One touchdown, one pick, but also two touchdowns rushing. So I like that a lot. And Josh Meredith, 7 receptions, 111 yards receiving. Grady Gross, kicker for Washington, 4 field goals. Washington, if they convert one field goal into a touchdown, they win the game. So in football, it's all about what you do inside the red zone. And
Yeah, we'll get into more of that when we get to the Bengals Chiefs game, but for now, we'll let it roll.
yeah, all right. I like that a lot. All right, so a game that I wasn't expecting to talk about this week, Georgia and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Um, Georgia looked like shit. Granted, I was at the FAU game, so I did not watch this game, but
Go Owls.
look at the stats. Not great for Georgia this week.
Yeah, and Kentucky was that close to having a
Kentucky should have won.
pick six,
Kentucky should have won that game.
and that got called back. I wasn't able to watch the replay on that, so I don't actually know if that ball hit the ground or not. But they were very close to upsetting Georgia.
I believe Georgia punted. I'm not sure if they were up or down, whatever the case was, with less than 2 minutes left. And at that point, there should have been no reason that should have been it right there. But
Again,
yeah,
Alex Raynor, kicker, Kentucky, 4 field goals. You again, I stress it. And Daryl Falk will tell you, if anybody, don't trust your
Daryl.
kicker. In football, you have to be able to score. You have to score the football. And
Touchdown.
Yeah, if Kentucky does that one time, they beat the number one team in the country.
Yeah, Georgia did not look great in that game. Now watching that, it did remind me that former Ohio State running back Chip Trayanum is on Kentucky. He's yet to play, I
Nice.
believe with injury, but they did show him on the sideline. So shout out Chip.
I'm not worried about Georgia. Every team has an off day. It's Georgia.
Their close game last year was Mizzou, right?
Yeah, which is better team than Kentucky, but not worried. Although they have a bye this week and then at Bama. So
now, do I think after watching that, does that change my opinion about the Georgia Bama game? Absolutely. Does that change my opinion about the Texas Georgia game? Absolutely. Now it is early in the season, but a lot of things can change from now.
I
But
still got Georgia for both those teams.
Very close games, though.
We'll get into that later. I have my rankings coming up. We'll get into that. But anyway, so we'll talk briefly about Boston College, Missouri. Brady Cook, 264 yards, touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. Luther Burden, best receiver in the country, in my opinion. 6 receptions, 117 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Absolute stud, Luther Burden.
Yeah.
Thomas Castellanos, quarterback at Boston College, 2 interceptions. Could have been what cost him the game, maybe.
Yeah. He's a good player. It's just the turnovers.
Yeah.
But that's what kills him. He's other than that, he's great at pretty much everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it was his 15 to 14 was his interception, the touchdown to interception ratio last year.
Yeah.
Which is not good at all, but
no. But no, Missouri, a good team, and they have Vanderbilt next, and Boston College looks to rebound versus Michigan State. That actually should be a very good game next week.
Maybe.
I think so. I think it'll be a good game.
I doubt it. Boston College
really
floor with them.
Really, we'll see. Oregon State quickly rivalry game. Thought we touch on it.
Close early on.
Yeah. Oregon finally looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Oregon showed what they can be and showed that they are proud. They're a legitimate team, and I think that's what we were all waiting for to see out of Oregon.
Do you have stats on the running back, James from
Yeah,
Oregon?
12 carries for 86 yards,
Yeah, he's
and
good.
He is
last
very
week.
good.
Oh, and 2 touchdowns as well.
For Jordan James.
Yes.
Yeah, good player.
And I had said last week on our episode about Tez Johnson not playing very well. 7 receptions, 110 yards. And look, Oregon played the way we think Oregon could play. So I was right. You get Tez Johnson involved, you're going to play a lot better.
Yeah.
So, 2 touchdowns for Anthony Hankerson, the running back for Oregon State. So shout out there. All right. Utah State, another little in-state rivalry.
Yeah,
Cam
pretty
Rising
close.
did not play this game. Supposedly, he will be back for this week.
Oh, Cam
Um,
Rising, you say?
Yeah, he
Who'd
did
they
not
roll
play
with?
with an injury.
Who'd they go with?
Isaac Wilson, 239, three
Oh,
touchdowns.
shit. Zach's brother, the freshman. Oh, wow.
3 touchdowns, 1 pick, but
Shout
know,
out Zach Wilson on the Big Dog Pod.
yeah.
I believe
Zach Wilson,
Isaac
if you're
is
watching, we'd love to have you as a guest.
I believe Isaac is a true freshman. Let me fact check.
Yeah, Utah has Oklahoma State coming up, so that should be a hell of a game this week.
Ollie Gordon on the Oklahoma State note has not lived up to what he did last year.
No, not at all.
I mean,
Again, still
he's
early though.
rushed
Now,
for
is
what,
that the
3 yards a
DUI
carry?
charge? We don't know.
Speaking of DUIs, did another Georgia player get arrested the other day?
Sophomore DB, can't remember his name, but I
Nice.
believe he was going to crisp 108 was the report.
Wow.
So, yep, just another day at the office for the fellas.
No kidding.
Athens.
LSU, South Carolina. We touched on it a little bit. Anything like I was going to add?
Yeah, get better refs. That PI call that pretty much cost them the game.
2 lost fumbles for South Carolina as well.
But one of them wouldn't have happened had that PI call.
Yeah, but again, I stress that if you want to be a top 25 team, you can't turn the ball over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
That and the what was we saw that Eagles and Falcons last night.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to that.
Shout out
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk have changed.
More on that later. Garrett Nussmeyer's looked good this season though. 285 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been
He had
good.
1 pick, but things happen. And Kyron Lacey.
He looked all right in the opener against
Yeah.
USC, but he's been good.
Yeah, Kyron Lacey, 5 receptions, 63 yards, touchdown.
Kyron Lacey is a baller.
He's been good this year. He's been very good. Shout out to Raheem Sanders for South Carolina, 2 touchdowns, 143 rushing. Really carried them because Sellers not great passing, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing. So really the rushing
Also
game for South
exited the
Carolina
game, I believe.
the rushing for South Carolina was really good. Passing.
While we're on the whole college football thing, can we get a quick shout out to Underdog Fantasy code Nick?
Underdog Fantasy, code Nick 236 for a first deposit match up to $100. We have specials every day of September between Profit Boost, 0.5 slips, and no sweat parlays. So, Underdog Fantasy, code Nick 236 for your next deposit.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome stuff there, Nick.
Good stuff, buddy.
Underdog Fantasy, please sponsor us.
Seriously.
Or anyone watching that wants to sponsor us, please. Quite literally anybody. Tulane, Oklahoma. I know Dylan, big Tulane guy over there.
Yeah.
Honestly, well, might be better than Florida State this year. So
Can we get the Jackson Darnold stat line from that one?
169 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 14 carries, 97 yards, and 2 touchdowns rush.
Former 5-star recruit, last year's class, Jackson Arnold, sat behind Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Solid young player.
Yeah.
No, Tulane played as well as I thought they would. I thought they'd hang around a little bit, make it semi-close, but I think
Looked
Oklahoma's
great
a better
against
team.
Kansas State the week prior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They did look
Big game
good.
for Oklahoma. We'll have more. We'll have our picks for that game later, but versus SEC opener versus Tennessee this week. College game day is heading there, so Kirk and the boys will be in.
When is the
Sooner
Red River
than-
rivalry? Pretty soon, isn't it?
I don't have that written down. I was not prepared for that question. I will. I'll try to get back to you on that. One of you guys.
Oh, no worries here.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Um, yeah. Anything like I was going to add from this previous week, stat wise, or we think we good?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Chief.
Yeah.
Keith.
All right. We will get into
What's in the old thermos, boss?
full DC.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, we're actually out here, so
Yeah.
Oh, that is
We're
quite
basically-
unfortunate.
Thugging hard.
That is quite unfortunate.
as the days go by, we become weaker every
Again, I
day.
do ask DC, please sponsor us. It'll be quite tough.
Seriously.
BDN Top 25, brought to you by Florida Atlantic University. Go Owls.
Wow.
Till we get a sponsor, brought to you by FAE. So I mentioned earlier, Georgia still number one for me. Obviously struggled, but until somebody beats them, I believe Georgia last year they were the best team in the nation. Lost to Bama though,
I
left
beg
out
to
of the playoff.
differ.
What's up?
I beg to disagree.
Really?
They were the best team in the nation last year.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't understand your logic, but
They've won two of the past three national championships, lost one game last year, close.
I mean, so how is the best team in the nation not in the college football playoffs?
Because you couldn't leave out Alabama after they beat them.
Hey, you're asking the wrong question there.
Well, that's
asking-
that's not irrelevant.
That is a good
Anyway,
question. That's
me-
a great question.
Georgia has been the best team in the nation for the past 3 or 4 years now. And
I
one
think 2022 Ohio State was, but I don't want to. I'm like just sensitive
stop.
topic.
We don't want to cry today.
Yeah.
And then their top 9 for me still the same: Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Bama, Tennessee, Missouri, Miami, USC. All the same for me, 1 through 9.
Being honest, really couldn't care about the rest of the 15. If you just want to skim through that real quick.
Yeah.
10, Oregon, 11, Penn State. I switched them. Just one spot because Oregon looked really good this week. Kansas State up 3 spots at 12 after a win versus Arizona, which I was impressed by a lot. 13, Utah, 14, Oklahoma State, 15, Oklahoma, 16, Nebraska, 17, Louisville, 18, Notre Dame. Beat the absolute piss out of Purdue. Biggest loss in Purdue history.
That 66-7.
Yeah, good rebound after the NIU loss.
Yeah.
And they actually play shout out Big Chris. They play Miami of Ohio this week. So
Little action.
yeah, love to see it. 19 LSU, 20 Clemson, 21 Michigan. We'll get into Michigan later.
That'll change after this week when USC goes and whoops the
22
shit out of
Syracuse, 22 Syracuse, 23 Memphis. Nice win for them at Florida State, even though Florida State is dog shit. Always nice to go win. You get a win in Tallahassee, but it's a good win. T.Y., I still love you. Not talking crap.
got A&M.
No, I know,
just saying
they're
facts,
completely terrible.
You got
They're
Shout
dysfunctional.
out to the American Athletic Conference there as well.
Got A&M back in there.
24 Texas A&M, and 25 shout out Miles Collar, Illinois. Big game versus Nebraska Friday night. We'll have picks on that later.
All be tuned, unfortunately.
I'll be tuned. Any surprises there with the picks? Any comments, questions, concerns?
Nah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Thank you, boys.
Of course, man.
All right.
A little tired here.
How about surprise team of the week?
Um,
In a not so,
Kentucky.
it wasn't the
Probably
best week for
Kentucky.
college football. We'll be honest. Not a lot of great matchups.
Probably
Kentucky.
Kentucky, to be
Kentucky.
honest. Or Toledo. Toledo's mine. Going and destroying Mississippi State 44-17. Shout out Fred Reed, coach of the Knights, former Mississippi State alum.
I like that.
Yeah, that was rough. Either 41-17 or 44. I think it was 44.
Okay, I like that. Um, Mine again. We mentioned them a couple times is Kansas State. Um, Maybe I was high on Arizona coming into the season. I picked them to win the Big 12. Maybe I was high on them, but Kansas State really impressed me. So we won't go over them again. But that's just my surprise team of the week.
Yeah, and to back my pick there on Toledo, I don't
Yeah,
know how good Mississippi State is this year, but pretty sure they got paid like a cool
I'm
mill
gonna
to
say yeah, to
go
go in
there.
and beat an SEC team.
And yeah, just destroy them.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
definitely shout out to the MAC as well.
Yes,
Big win for the MAC conference. No,
love
I
that.
I looked this morning, no games tonight. I was hoping for a little bit of action, but
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
well, Tuesday night action is never hurts.
Yeah.
Coming up, it is coming up in a few weeks here, I believe. Let's get into a little news here. Quinn Ewers goes down in the game this past week. Um,
Should be all right.
is he's questionable versus University of Louisiana Monroe. I think
Let
they get
me
done
say one thing
anyway.
right now. He will not be playing in that game.
No, there's no
I
way.
think they'll be just fine with
Arch
guy
Manning
with the
came in and
last name
absolutely
Manning.
balled. 9 for 12, 223 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 carries, 53 yards, touchdown, 5 total touchdowns for Arch Manning. He looked phenomenal.
I mean, he's gonna lead. He's gonna lead them.
Arch fucking Manning.
Yeah, for the next 2 years there.
Yeah.
So not really shocker there. He's good. That's
So, yeah, I
really
think
all.
they proved no matter who they go with the quarterback, I think they're a
Did anyone really
top
think
two
a
team.
guy with the last name of Manning was not going to be good?
I mean, no, I'm not saying anything was gonna be good, but just news. I mean, he came out, he fucking balled.
Yeah.
You know,
He's given it. They were playing UTSA Roadrunners. You
shout
know,
out, shout out to the American again. Um, yeah. So they played Mississippi State. After Monroe, they played Louisiana Monroe, Mississippi State. Wouldn't surprise me if they rest Ewers for those two, because then they do have Oklahoma the following week.
yeah.
River.
They probably should rest him.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly, Quinn Ewers kind of soft, if you ask me. I mean, it seems like every year he's going down with an injury. I mean, the injury went down with, Saturday. He
But
handed the ball off, and then
Yeah,
you pan back to him, and he's on the ground crying.
that's what I was.
So
I watched. I saw the clip.
I'm telling you
Um,
right now, Brett Favre would not stand for that shit.
and I literally, I was like,
for
I was
Johnny.
like, how do you get hurt? Like I was thinking about like how they played before or something too. Like how do you get hurt handing the fucking football off?
Yeah, I think it was
I
like an
mean,
ab
to be
thing.
fair, somehow JJ McCarthy did it because that's all he knows how to do. But we won't get into that. Yeah, no. So Archman played really well. Guinea should be fine after a week or two of rest, and then Red River Rival coming up in a few weeks. Florida quarterback. A lot of news. Graham Mertz has played really all.
Needs to be DJ
Yeah,
level.
so
Yeah. Is it so? Do you switch to the freshman, or do you stay with the senior and experience in Graham Mertz?
I'll tell you my thoughts on this from like a Florida State guy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Graham Mertz, terrible. I mean, he wasn't good last year. He's way overhyped coming into this year.
Watch the playoffs.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's nothing special at all. And then DJ Lagway on Saturday could not hit the broad side of a barn to save his life. I mean, every throw outside the numbers, he was is overthrowing his guys.
Yeah.
That might be the Jesus. Hold on.
Good.
All right. Edit that out. Livy wouldn't shut her mouth. Yeah, DJ
Actually, I don't
Lagway,
know if I can. We'll see.
very underwhelming there. I thought he would come in and just be somewhat decent, but I mean, he overthrew every guy outside the numbers.
Yeah. So yeah, I would switch to DJ Lagway. 541 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks for him, but he's a true freshman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Am
we're
I correct
down
in
one
saying that?
here. This guy's trying to sleep up, even though he stayed home from. Where's his big ass at?
Chris.
There he is, trying to hide. Whatever, I'll take the reins here.
All right. We might have to boom off the podcast. We'll get Daryl Falk in here to replace him.
Where's
Um,
Libby? Get her up on the stool here. Libby, come here.
Chris, let's go.
Come get it.
All right. We're down one for the remainder of this episode.
All right, you piece of shit. Um, how about Michigan's quarterback? Alex Orji to start versus
Dawg.
USC. Davis Warren again, not been great. 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
6 interceptions. He's taking a prime, Panthers Baker Mayfield form. And we all know
Hey,
Bucks Baker Mayfield, great quarterback.
No.
Panthers Baker Mayfield, not a good football player. I mean, he got cut from the Panthers.
we will have more on that
Wow,
later. But let's be
started.
honest. There's name the last good Panthers quarterback.
Andy Dalton.
Chris Winkie, Florida State Seminole, won a Heisman.
Okay.
Yeah, Cam Newton.
So
Andy
thoughts
Dalton.
on? Whoa, we'll get into some Andy later. So do you believe it's right? Do you believe it's the right choice? Hey, Chris, you don't get to talk. We're not on the screen.
Eat mine.
We're gonna kick you off the pod. Do you believe that it's the right decision to go with Orgy going forward?
Yeah, Davis Warren, terrible. Safe to say. I mean, who have they played other than Texas where, it really should have been a close game?
No one.
Yeah. And throwing
Yeah.
6 picks?
That's horrible. And Orgy also gives them more advantage. He's a better runner as well, so he gives you that dual threat.
Yeah.
I really don't know why he wasn't the starter going to begin the year.
Yeah.
They used him last year in some QB runs, options, stuff like that. I don't know why Moore was out there. Sherrod Moore.
I mean, it
So far,
really
not a
doesn't matter.
great
Michigan,
starter.
they have a gauntlet this year, and they're not going to make the playoffs. Whether they have Orgy, McCarthy, Warren,
Yeah. So no, Orgy going forward. We'll see how that goes. Versus 11 USC on Saturday at 3:30.
Yeah.
The Pac-12 came out late last week, adding Fresno State, Boise State, Colorado State, and San Diego State. They will join Oregon State and Washington State to make 6 Pac-12 teams. They need 2 more to become a conference. What are your thoughts on that?
I like it. I like keeping, the big four around, the Pac-12. Oh yeah, sorry, Power Five schools around, instead of 4. So I think it's a good decision for them, and those are, good.
They're kind of depleting
teams.
They're kind of depleting the Mountain West Conference, though.
Yeah, but who cares?
A couple teams that have been mentioned in joining the Pac-12 to make. They need 8 to actually be an actual conference. Stanford and Cal have been mentioned moving back, but they're locked in the ACC through 2036.
Yeah.
So they don't have to go to court similar as like Florida State and Clemson did to try to get out of that. So I don't know how well that would go. Probably not well because Florida State and Clemson did not get approval to move.
They're probably just gonna have to settle for I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know if they even can, but North Dakota State going into D. No, they're not D1, I don't think.
I'm gonna say I think you have to move. I don't know how that all works, but
Football championship.
Tulane, Sacramento State, USF, UNLV, Memphis, and Air Force are kind of what I'm been seeing mentioned.
Shout out Tulane.
Of course. Yeah, so we'll see. But no, good to see the Pac-12. Pac-12 at night, always nice to have a little nightcap, 10 o'clock games. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Um, anything else you want to add, or should we get into the week 3 picks here?
Let's get into the picks.
Last week, I went 7-2. Chris and Dylan both went 4-5.
Oh,
So,
that's dog shit.
uh,
Hall
Friday
of Fame
night,
numbers, though. Hall of Fame numbers. I mean, we're making it to the Hall with those.
24 Illinois versus 22 Nebraska. Who we got in that one?
Fucking fighting
Chris, you don't get to talk. You're not in the pot.
uh, probably Nebraska. Where's it at? Where's it played?
Nebraska.
Yeah, probably Nebraska.
Yeah, I'm taking
Love
Nebraska.
shout out Miles Caller.
Love you, Miles. Yeah.
Love Miles Caller, but
Definitely think they can win that game. Just think that the Dylan Raiola
Yeah.
train is running wild in Nebraska there. Shout out Matt Rule, doing a really good job in Nebraska. NC State versus 21 Clemson. I got Clemson.
Yeah.
No Grayson McCall. He is injured. I believe out for the year, potentially.
Gonna have his 8th year of college football here. Or?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Basically
It doesn't
Cam
matter.
Rising.
It didn't matter either way. Clemson.
I agree. Number 11, USC makes, I believe, their Big Ten debut in the Big House versus number 18, Michigan. Who do you like in that one?
USC.
USC by 100.
Yeah, USC. Surprisingly, their defense has played outstanding, and their offense.
Yeah, we mentioned them last week on the pod. So shout out to that defense. Really playing well right now. Georgia Tech versus number 19, Louisville.
I mean, I'd probably go Louisville. Georgia Tech dropping one to Syracuse there last week.
Yeah, I would agree. I have Louisville in that one. Number 12, Utah versus number 14, Oklahoma State. Who do you like there? At Oklahoma State.
Cameron Rising is playing, or that's really
I believe he's supposed to. So.
Okay. If Cameron Rising's playing, give me Utah.
Okay.
But if he's not, Oklahoma State and
yeah, I have Oklahoma State. I think Ollie Gordon finally figures it out in a big game. Because in order to win, they're going to need him. So I think he steps up, and I think they win. Who do you got in that one again?
What is it?
Who do you got in that one again?
Utah and State.
Yeah, we're gonna say Cam Rising plays.
Yeah, I got Utah if Cam Rising plays.
We're splitting that one. Michigan State versus Boston College.
Boston College.
I agree. I think Michigan State hangs around. I like what they're doing there. Definitely better than last season. But no, I think Boston College played really well right now. James Madison versus North Carolina.
Who cares? I mean, who cares?
On a couple undefeateds.
Yeah, North Carolina, James Madison. They were what, undefeated last year, right?
James Madison, they lost one game.
One game. Yeah, I mean.
All right, we got to hurry it up here. We are a little short on time. Let's get California FSU. I got California until FSU proves me something.
Yeah, I got Cal. They've looked pretty solid too.
Yeah.
And Florida State's
last pick here before NFL. 6 Tennessee versus 15 Oklahoma.
Tennessee.
Oh, Rocky Top. Yeah, we got Tennessee as well.
Yeah, Tennessee's outstanding.
Do it. Yeah, they're gonna win. Nico Lavaleva looks really good for them. All right, on to some NFL here now. Good week in NFL. Who are your week 1 shout outs?
Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Went into, beating San Fran, one of the best teams in the league. And the refs in the Bengals-Chiefs game.
Oh.
Yeah, shout out them.
Controversial there.
Pretty definitely on the payroll there.
Yeah.
Just as the South Carolina refs are on LSU's payroll.
Yeah. For me, I have sorry, the college the frat flu's finally caught up to me, I think.
I do.
Yeah. For me, I went with 2 players. Both on losing teams, but absolutely balled out. I got the Lions, Aiden Hutchinson, which means a lot for me because he went to Michigan, obviously an Ohio State fan. So, versus my Bucks, had 4.5 sacks, three in the first quarter. No Luke Goedeke for the Bucks this week, and that showed as Aiden Hutchinson absolutely dominated offensive
Yeah, he had a
line.
field day.
Yeah, he did. But Bucks got the win, so end of the day, it's all that matters. But shout out to Aiden Hutchinson. And Giants rookie Malik Neighbors, 10 receptions, 127 yards, and one touchdown.
He had that
Everyone,
bad drop though.
everyone talking about Marvin Harrison this week, obviously, two touchdowns, over 130 yards, I believe. Um, but Malik Neighbors under the radar because of that, and I wanted to give him a little shout out here on the podcast.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So there are a group of teams who are either 2-0 or 0-2. And we're gonna play a game called Contender or Pretender, or AKA, will this team make the playoffs? All right.
Head.
We're gonna start with the 2-0 teams, the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
I have them as in the playoffs as well. Chiefs,
Yes.
yes. Chargers,
Yes.
I'm going no for the Chargers. Part of me, because they're not gonna win that division. It's gonna be the Chiefs, and I also think, I mean, Quentin Johnson and Lam McConkey are their receivers. We'll have more on the Chargers later, potentially. They don't have that star wide receiver. I think that, I mean,
But
Johnson's
neither
been
do the
okay.
Bills. Neither do the Bills, and
This
the
is
Bills
true.
are fine.
But I believe the Bills' defense is better than the Chargers' defense. So I think eventually they're gonna realize and catch up to and just catch up to the reality that they're not a playoff team, and their coach is a fucking idiot. So let's add to that. I got no for them. Pittsburgh Steelers at 2-0 here.
No.
I'm gonna go yes.
That division, that they're not gonna win. They're not winning the division. The Bengals are good.
They're not, but I believe the Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals all make the playoffs.
And
They
no
did,
Browns.
I believe, last year. They made the playoffs. All three of them, I believe. The
Yeah.
Steelers, Mike Tomlin always finds a way to get them in the playoffs.
Mike Tomlin's a great coach.
I agree. I mean, I think about Mason Rudolph took that team to the playoffs. Like, more on the Steelers later. The Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to easily win that division.
Yeah.
Everyone else is 0-2. So.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings playoff team.
Hell yeah.
I got no. The Vikings are a good. I believe they're a good team. Sam Darnold's playing really well. Justin Jefferson, obviously, Dawg. TJ Hawkinson on injury right now. Once they get him back, it'll be an even better team. But for me, in that division, they're gonna play the Lions and the Packers, who I believe are better. The Lions are 2 losses. I think they split the Packers. I just don't think that, and then it's in a tough division because the Packers in a few weeks are going to get Jordan Love back. I really don't see a way they win that division, but I think the Vikings are good.
Yeah, in a few weeks, approximately, like, I don't know what it is, 25 weeks, Sam Darnold will be hoisting his MVP trophy. So there's that.
Taylor, for you, I hope it happens, man. Really do.
Me too, man.
Yeah, man.
I know
that. It's been a rough few years there in Minnesota. But no, I definitely.
Shit.
They're not a bad team. I just don't see them, in the playoff race this year, but potentially. I like what's happening in Minnesota. Let me put it. I'm not hating on them, just not this year. If that makes sense.
Yep.
The New Orleans Saints.
They look really good.
I'm going with yes.
Very surprising. I think they might even win that division. It'll be fun to see them and the Bucks duke it out for that division.
What you just like glitched?
Oh, it'll be fun to see the Bucks and the Saints duke it out for the division. The South.
Keep it in that division. Buccaneers.
Yeah, their playoff team.
Bucks have looked good.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Going
lie.
into Detroit and
Mm.
winning, that's tough.
I picked the Bucks to win that game, but I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting for us to win that game. Um, but we went. The Bucks go in without Antoine Winfield, without Kalijah Kancey, without Luke Godeke. I mean, they were banged up, and to go in and shut down that offensive team with a bunch of weapons when they got Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sam Laporta, Monroe St. Brown. I mean, that's by no means the Lions a bad team. Lions are fucking one of the top three teams in the NFC. They're definitely a contender there.
Yeah.
And people are putting the Bucks. I saw today like their ESPN rankings are like the fourth best team in the league. I don't know about that.
No, they're not that good.
I would say top 10. I'd put them around like 7 or 8 maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was impressed by them. I think Bucks win the division maybe because the Saints have played what the Cowboys are good. I
And
don't
then
know. I agree. We'll see. They
they
play in a few
spanked the
weeks.
Panthers
Yeah, but that's
and the
basically that.
Cowboys. They beat both of them
Yeah,
fairly easily.
we'll see. And then Seattle.
Mm,
I'm going no.
yeah, I don't. They're not good.
Geno Smith is playing all
I mean, I
right,
can see
but
him putting them together. Yeah, it's really Geno Smith holds that team back because Kenneth
really,
Walker is a great running back. And then backing him up, Zach Charbonnet is another great running
he's good.
back.
They have
What
DK Metcalf, Smith and Jigba.
and
I don't
Tyler
know.
Lockett.
I think the NFC is just stacked. I believe they're not going to win that division. It's going to be the Niners.
Yeah.
And then I think over them, I think Bucks or Saints. Or just win. I think so. We'll say Saints. We'll say Bucks wins. I think Saints get in. I can see the Packers getting in if the Lions, of course, win that division. And then I don't know who else. Maybe and then the Eagles or Cowboys because whoever doesn't win that division. So I still think they make it because of that reason.
Vikings.
Could be. Do you? I'll ask you this really quick on the Vikings. I was going to ask you if Sam Darnold absolutely balls out this year. Do you think they stick with him going in the next season, or you go to JJ?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, Sam Darnold did the same right now in North Carolina or in Carolina a couple years ago with the Panthers. You know,
Yeah,
he balled out the first couple games, and then shortly after that, he went to a sharp downward spiral.
yeah,
I'm really hoping that's not the case. So we have two
Mm,
really good quarterbacks duking it out for the job.
yeah,
But I mean, who knows?
yeah. Now to the 0-2 teams. Can they turn it around and do they get in the playoffs? Denver Broncos.
No.
No. Ravens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
They turn it around. I mean, they're too good not. Lamar Jackson to it. They're too good not to make the playoffs. Cincinnati Bengals.
They make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals all make the playoffs. And of course, the Bengals one loss was bad to uh, Patriots, but then they lost to the Chiefs. Close,
Yeah.
controversial.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans.
No.
Not with Will Levis. He is pretty bad.
I don't think he's terrible, but he's definitely not the solution.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and
he's
losing Derrick Henry is a big loss for them as well.
yeah, but
Tony
Tajay
Pollard though has
Spears.
looked pretty good through 2 weeks.
Yeah, Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard are no slouch. Tajay Spears, Green Wave.
Yeah.
Loved watching him.
How about the Jacksonville Jaguars? I'm going with no.
So far, they've shown literally nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
They've shown that their defense is right, but their offense can't score outside of ETN. Trevor Lawrence. I don't. I'd say
Not
no
look good.
as of now. They haven't showed anything.
How about the Colts?
No.
I'm saying yes. I think the Colts. I don't know. I guess because if I have all three AFC North, I guess that means only one other AFC non-division winner could get in, and I think that could be the Colts. I mean, nah, probably not. Maybe,
I
I don't
would
know.
I would not take the Colts over the chart. A team like
Yeah,
the
I'll say
Chargers.
no.
And
I
maybe
had
even the
yes, but
Raiders. Honestly, the Raiders could be sneaky
well,
good
because
after beating Baltimore.
I think if the Jets Dolphins, and Bills. I think they all three potentially could make it as well.
Yeah. Dolphins might not anymore
Well,
though after losing
yeah,
Tua.
we will. We have a nice segment on Tua Tagovailoa coming up. How about the Giants?
Uh, Completely terrible at football. I
Hell
mean,
no.
dysfunctional.
The Rams.
I could see them making the playoff run,
Too many
but
injuries.
yeah,
No,
after I mean, how long's Cup out for?
they're both on IR. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Braden Fisk and Jared Verse on the defense.
Yeah,
Way too many injuries. The
agreed.
wide receiver.
And then the Panthers.
Yeah. They might
No,
win.
more on that later. So yeah, Tua Tagovailoa, third concussion in the NFL. I think he had one at Alabama as well.
He needs to.
Um,
He should retire.
and yeah, I mean this is a serious topic. Like when they're talking, oh, he's out with a concussion, oh, well, I'll be back in a couple weeks. Like no, like because
Yeah.
you saw again when he went that hand went up and he like was unconscious and
He should retire.
what's next for Tua?
He's not built for football anymore.
It's
You know.
unfortunate. It's sad. I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like the Dolphins. I don't like Alabama, but it's sad to see a guy with his caliber and his talent that could be really good. And that Dolphins team, who I believe also can be really good, a lot of weapons on that team. I picked them to win the division this year. And it's sad to see a guy, any guy, no matter what. It's sad to see any guy's career get ended like this. But
Unless it's like Deshaun
no,
Watson. Deshaun Watson, we're all right with him getting concussed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to have like a bad health. Though. It's kind of fucked, but
he might deserve a little bit of what's coming.
Yeah, well, and two was a good guy too. He's a good guy. Done nothing wrong that we know of. I'm sure maybe some, but no, I mean, good guy, good locker room guy. Says he has no plan to retire. Did get put on IR.
He should retire. I mean, at a certain point, you need to hang it up, and this should be the wake up call for him.
You got to put your life and maybe one day, I don't know if he's married, but eventually maybe a wife and kids
if
one
you
day.
Want to have if you want to have kids one day and you want to see him grow up, he should probably stop where he's at right now because his CT is going to be worse than Antonio Brown's at this rate.
I don't know about that. Antonio Brown is questionable. Former Buccaneer Antonio Brown. Super Bowl champion Antonio Brown.
Come on the pod.
Yeah. Sir, yeah, Antonio Brown. If you want to join the podcast, by all means, please text me. DM us on Instagram. Yeah, so Skylar Thompson is set to start on Sunday. Sorry for no enthusiasm. Really can't get excited about, this kind of situation. Skylar Thompson is set to start on Sunday versus Seattle. I think they can win that game still.
Yeah.
Because, again, when you have the weapons like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devin A-Chain, I mean, you definitely can still win.
They can still run the ball effectively,
Defense, you got Ramsey. I mean, the defense is so solid. So I think the Dolphins season is not over.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I do believe Tua's going to be back eventually. I do believe, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think if they really want to be serious about making the playoffs and winning this, a good amount of games this season, they should go out and search for a quarterback.
Like who? I mean, I've heard Ryan Tannehill, Joe Flacco, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Is Jimmy Garoppolo allowed to play this year?
Oh, I think he's suspended like 2 games or something.
Oh, is he? Okay. Well, all those guys pretty much suck. Joe Flacco's actually not terrible, but he's not gonna win, you a Super Bowl.
Right. But unfortunately, here's the thing: they put him on IR, which I've heard is going to give them time to meet with some doctors and other people. But I have a feeling he's going to be back, which is sad.
He probably will. It's not great for him.
No,
he's made his money. He's.
Here's the thing too: is if he retires, he has guaranteed money. Like it's not about money anymore.
Yeah,
like you're set. He's set for life, and you got to realize that and hang it up.
Just his health.
It's a sad situation.
He needs to focus on his health.
It's sad.
That's what it boils down to.
They signed Tyler Huntley from the Ravens practice squad, which I like. I think he's
He's
probably better
actually
than
he's a
Skylar
solid guy.
Thompson.
Yeah, he's
So he
solid.
could be the answer there for this season. And then if Tua doesn't retire, probably draft a quarterback this year, trade for someone. I don't know. They'd have to figure that out in the offseason.
Yeah. Tyler Huntley's basically just like Kmart Lamar.
Yeah,
So
he's definitely not their long-term solution, but he could be it for this year.
I mean Tyler Huntley, I believe, did take the Ravens to the
He
playoffs.
did. He did. So yeah, sad news on that. I'm sure I'll have more next week and more updates on Tua. Other injuries. Isaiah Pacheco is out 6 to 8 weeks, I believe.
Yep.
Um, Kareem Hunt will sign to their practice squad on Tuesday.
Who
What do you? I mean,
cares? Who cares?
I
It's
think they'll
the
be fine.
Chiefs. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
they should be
Chiefs. They're
fine.
gonna
I
be
mean,
fine.
it's a big loss for them though, but I do believe that they will be okay.
Kareem Hunt, terrible person. Don't like seeing him getting money. Uh, so yeah, that's really all I have on that.
Christian McCaffrey was put on IR, so at least another 4 weeks
Hate
with
to
the
see that.
Achilles.
Hate to
Jordan
see that.
Mason though has looked good so far, or at least looked good week 1, week 2, not as well, but the whole team looked like shit against the Vikings. So and Debo Samuel out a couple weeks too for the Niners, so a couple losses for the Niners, and that could affect them if you think. I mean, because that's probably your two best players.
Yeah, Debo and CMC. That's definitely a tough loss for
Brandon Ayuk again have to step up big, and Jawan Jennings
and Kittle.
as well.
But
Yeah.
he's had a pretty good couple games here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but it really, I think there should be someone looking into all these injuries because I mean every week, every year, last couple of years, big names have you know gone down
Yeah, a lot of injuries this week. It seems like just one after the
consistently.
other.
Yeah, I mean last year, how many quarterbacks got Rogers, Cousins, both Achilles injuries?
Yeah.
I mean Tua had a concussion last year, right?
Year before. Last year he
Year
was good.
before, but it just goes to show like it so consistently. I mean, and ACL injuries they're getting handed out like it's Halloween candy.
No, and we've seen player safety is obviously on Roger Goodell's mind in the NFL with the new kickoffs this year.
I hate
You
it.
know,
I
I
hate
don't
that.
I don't mind it. It
Oh
makes
heck
it more.
yeah.
I like there's more returns, but we're not focused on that. And eliminating the roughing the passers, getting called a lot more. The shot blocks aren't allowed, low blocks. I mean, they're making moves, but I agree. A lot of injuries, and I don't
I
know.
don't agree with all that. I mean, the hip drop tackle just got it's illegal now, right?
Yeah,
And I'm a Florida State guy. Jordan Travis. We didn't make the playoffs because Jordan Travis got hip
yeah.
drop tackled, and I don't agree with that call. I think there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a matter of if you're a quarterback or if you're fragile, go down.
But
Don't
again,
take the hit. If you're Tua, don't take the hit.
right,
Go
but
down.
you can't have both sides of it. You can't say we look at the injuries and then not have and then like that tackle. They don't cross. It's either you player safety or I mean it's football. There's going to be injuries. It's a contact sport. It's grown men up to 380 pounds, whatever, hitting each other. But I don't know. It is what it is. Injuries happen. But there has been a lot this week. In other words, if you have anything else to say, well, not to cut you off.
That's it. It's getting soft almost.
I mean, yeah, in a way. I don't know. Justin Jefferson, Joe Mixon, and Vita Vea are all day to day. I think they should all be good. Mixon might miss one game. Vita Vea should be okay. Maybe miss
Mixon should
one.
probably miss the rest of his career. Yet again, another terrible person.
Good running back
Uh,
though. Good running back.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's getting paid a lot of money, but he's not a
Jefferson again should be okay. If
yeah.
anything, miss one game. But
Yeah, he should be all
Um,
right.
you mentioned earlier, Cooper Cup, significant time with the ankle. So the Rams down both receivers. That's rough for them.
Not something you love to see.
I don't know. Moving on from injuries. My favorite player of all time is back. Andy Dalton. Bryce Young benched after just 16 starts. Or sorry, 18, pardon me. 3,122 yards, 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. That's a league high, by the way. I do believe.
Wow, nice.
Or probably. Um, he has the worst touchdown to interception ratio since the start of last season. This year, 245 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Andy Dalton, I'll
Yeah.
give you in a minute. Let me rate some stats and I got you. I'll get your thoughts. Andy Dalton played one game last year. I'm going to read his 2022 stats with New Orleans: 2,871 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, uh, I don't think Bryce Young is, the whole problem, but he's definitely not the solution right at least as of right now in his
Agreed.
career in Carolina. He's been dealt a bad hand going to that team. I mean, his
Yeah.
wide receiver one is, as much as I love him, Adam Thielen, who is 35 and white.
Deontay Johnson, not been great this year so far. I think he'll turn around, but
I mean, it's just he's been dealt a bad hand, I
best
think.
case scenario for him is you watch behind Dalton, who Andy Dalton was no slouch for the Bengals.
No.
Um, nice veteran guy, knows football. You watch behind a veteran who knows what he's doing, been around the game a long time, and maybe he gets another shot end of this year or next season. Because Andy Dalton, obviously not the long term solution for Carolina. He's
No,
36 years
definitely not.
old.
And I could even see him if he plays well, depending on how long he plays, I could see him going to Miami if they are looking for a guy.
Dalton
Uh,
or
I
Bryce
mean,
Young?
I wouldn't either, honestly. I was thinking Dalton just get a veteran guy, but at a certain point,
Maybe.
they're gonna need an arm. So
Again, Andy Dalton, though, is not going to be a long term solution for anybody. Um, but no, I like Dalton, former Bengals fan. So I watched him growing up when I was, 6, 7 years old. And, Andy Dalton
yeah.
was the guy in Cincinnati who watched, him, AJ Green, Tyler Eifert, all those boys. Favorite player of all time. So I'm excited to watch Andy Dalton this Sunday. Um, it doesn't help Bryce Young too that he's had Frank Wright, Chris Tabor, and Dave Canales. Now 3 different head coaches, so 3 different systems in 18 games.
Yeah.
The whole organization is just a shit show.
Yeah. The Panthers, I mean, I could go and get a ticket at their game for like $7 and a pack of camels.
Although I will tell you this, that game in December, Bucks and Panthers in Tampa Bay.
Are you there?
I was already thinking about going. I might have to go if Dalton's
Probably
playing.
be a blowout.
Honestly, I don't know what I would do. I'm a Bucks fan, but I might have to pull up wearing a fucking Andy jersey. I love Andy Dalton that much. That's my boy.
Yeah.
And you look at Carolina too. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold were there a couple seasons ago, and they have been 2 of the best quarterbacks to start this season. And Baker Mayfield had a career error last year in Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
and is continuing that this season so far.
Yeah. And CMC just came off his best year, probably. I mean,
Right.
his 1,000 year was incredible, but he didn't win anything in
Yeah.
Carolina last year. He made it all the way to
It's
the
sad, man. Carolina not
or the
good. So
Super
we'll
Bowl
see.
rather.
We'll talk next week about how this goes. I'm sure about Andy Dalton and that whole
Yeah.
Panthers offense. But
Yeah.
moving on, are the Saints for real? We talked about a little bit them earlier. Do we think they're a real contender?
I think so. I mean,
Coming,
they've looked good. They don't really have like on paper, they don't seem that great.
their leading
Their wide
receiver is
receivers are
Rashid Shaheed.
yeah, and Chris Olave is good, but that's really it. I mean, Kamara helped scoring
Dog.
5 touchdowns. Yeah,
Yes.
played him in fantasy this week. Didn't really matter though. My team hasn't broke 90 yet, so
Oh, that's really good. No,
we're
love that.
ter- team Byzantine Empire is pretty bad over here in
Yeah, in the Richie. Yeah, coming into the year, I was expecting it to be Bucks and Falcons for that division. And the Falcons, I think, came so complete that division. Then we proved
yeah.
that yesterday.
Kirk's coming back. He's getting his legs under him a little
Yeah.
bit.
And shit, maybe Andy Dalton will get the Panthers turned around and we'll all compete for the division.
Probably not.
But it could happen.
Not
I
likely.
hope it does. Hope it does. If the Bucks are gonna win, you imagine comes in, starts balling, Panthers win the fucking Super Bowl.
I could not. I could not imagine that. That's so ridiculous. That would never
The
happen.
Red
Andy
Rifle,
Dalton
baby.
wins a Super. Even Andy Dalton on the Niners winning a Super Bowl seems a little far fetched, but on the Panthers,
All right. This not talk shit about Andy hour. The Saints next four versus Philly, at Atlanta, at KC, versus Tampa. We're gonna find out real quick if they're for real.
yeah, none of those games are easy.
But again, neither was Dallas, and they beat the shit out of them. So
Yeah, well,
we'll
thank
see.
God. Hate Dallas.
No, I agree. I think they're for real. I think they can compete this year, and we'll find out.
Yep.
So Chargers, win over the Raiders, win over the Panthers. J.K. Dobbins, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really been playing well. Pray he stays healthy as an Ohio State fan.
Yeah.
Obviously, injuries really derailed him in Baltimore. Are the Chargers for real?
Uh, I believe in Justin Herbert. I really do like him. I think the situation in LA for him is not ideal with his, weapons,
Mm-hmm.
but the
Well, I said
defense
earlier
hasn't
too.
looked
I don't believe in the receivers though.
no. I mean, who do they have at tight end? They got
I couldn't even tell you.
I I don't know, but you know, he needs some supporting cast and he'll be good. Because like you see what he did his rookie year and his sophomore year,
Yeah,
I mean, played out of his mind with a healthy
Keenan
QB.
Allen, Mike Williams. Yeah,
So and a good Austin Eckler. So it's really just
shout out Joey
goes to show.
Bosa, 9 tackles, 2 sacks so far. Good start to the year for Mr.
Yeah.
Bosa.
I mean, he's always been a dog. He's
Yeah.
always been a dog.
Try to give him a
Nothing.
little, the little, OH. Um, yeah. So no, I think they can compete for sure. I think they can. I don't think they're
Yeah.
a playoff team,
Yeah.
but I think if they go out this offseason and they draft a receiver or sign a #1 guy, then look out for the Chargers. I'll make it a point to say it every podcast. Fuck Jim Harbaugh. But unfortunately,
Right?
unfortunately, his start in Los Angeles is looking good.
Yeah.
Painful.
I hope they're a playoff team. I like Herbert a lot. So hoping for them. And Derwin James on the defense, former Knoll.
Do we think the Cardinals can compete this season or no?
They looked good on Sunday, beating the brakes off the Rams. But
Yeah, and they competed versus the Bills.
yeah.
I think Marvin Harrison, obviously a big turnaround game for him, having the 2 touchdowns, 130 yards. I think maybe they get second in that division. Niners,
Yeah.
Rams, Seahawks. So I don't know. I think they can compete in that division maybe. I'd say maybe give it a year or two. But then again, I don't know how much longer you trust Kyler Murray.
Yeah. Before Sunday, I would have told you that he should be playing for the Oakland A's right now because they could probably use him.
No shit.
But he looked pretty good Sunday.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I trust maybe next year or this year could be the year. You never know. Niners didn't look good on Sunday, so we'll see. for them.
Not that
Shout out
they
Marvin
didn't look
Harrison.
good. It's just the Minnesota
Vikings are
Vikings
good. Yeah.
dogs.
And then we hit on this last week. So I want to hit on it really quick again this week. Justin Fields now 2-0 as the starter. Supposedly gearing up they're preparing for him to start a third game.
Uh,
Done.
who'd they even play this Sunday?
Um, they have the Chargers.
No, last Sunday.
Oh, that Sunday Denver.
Denver. So they beat Denver. Who
Atlanta.
cares? And Atlanta and Kirk, first game back from an Achilles injury, never gonna be pretty.
Yeah,
So it's really like, has Justin Fields won the game or has his defense won the game? And I think if
but
you really look at
I
it, Chris
agree.
Boswell and the defense
Fields
won
has
it.
not, he's not Patrick Mahomes, but you're 2-0. Do you really want to switch up the vibe and the mentality? Like,
No, I think they'd probably stay with Justin Fields,
I agree.
but
And let me ask you this. I heard today I was watching ESPN, I believe. Do you think that Justin Fields was the plan all along? Because this calf injury kind of came out of nowhere for Russell Wilson. Do you think they're using this as an excuse to see what Fields can do? Because again, we mentioned long term, Wilson's not the option. Long term, Justin Fields is a better option. And
long term,
Wilson was suited up week one. He was in pads.
they're both not the option.
But Justin Fields long term is a better option than Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but if
Again,
you have the opportunity to go draft a guy,
but why would
this
you
year,
do that if they can win with Fields, even if he's not great? Again, 2 weeks.
well, if they can win,
It
which
can turn
I
around.
really don't think they will, if they can win with Fields, stick with them. But I mean, we've seen Fields. We've seen him in Chicago.
But you give him a good head coach, good offensive line, a couple of weapons.
His last year in Chicago was not a bad team. That team was perfectly fine.
Was pretty bad.
DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet.
Darnell Mooney's not good. He's overrated.
He's all right though. He's a good wide receiver too.
I guess we'll see. I believe in Fields. Maybe I'm a biased Ohio State fan. I hope it works out for him in Pittsburgh. And, hey, he's 2-0, so can't get too mad at him.
Yeah, if he does good and they make the playoffs, good for him.
All right, week 3 picks. Unless you have anything else to add here.
No.
Last week, me and Dylan 7-8, Chris 6-9. So maybe you shouldn't listen to us and our dumbasses, but we're gonna continue to fucking yap anyway. So
Dude, 7-8, that's above 500. The Rays would take that in a heartbeat.
that's
It's
below
just
500.
below 500. Sorry,
Math is hard, I know.
but still Hall of Fame numbers. So
Yeah. Let's
take
do
a
it.
listen.
Thursday night football, Patriots and Jets.
Jets.
I got the Jets as well.
Although the Pats have not looked bad.
No, they have not, but I think A-Rod gets it done. I believe in A-Rod, and I believe
Yeah.
in the Jets this year. And with the Dolphins now in kind of a scramble, I believe the Jets could win that division.
Yeah, it's really them or the Bills.
Yeah. Again, I'm not high on the Bills. I think they figure out making playoffs. Josh Allen's that good, but receiving, not great. Giants and Browns. Unfortunately, I have to take the Browns, unfortunately.
Giants are terrible. They might not win a game for the first 6 weeks or something. I think
Right. Packers, Titans.
I
got Packers.
I go Titans.
Okay.
J Love's not back. I think the Titans finally get it.
I like that. Texans and Vikings. Battle of 2-0s here.
I'd love to say the Vikings pull this one out, but they don't. I'd go Texans.
It wouldn't surprise me. Stroud has yet to look phenomenal.
No, he did. He definitely did not look as good as he did his freshman year.
It's 2 weeks. I'm not worried about him. I think C.J. Stroud is a top 10 quarterback, if not top 5 quarterback in the league. But I'm not worried about C.J. Stroud. I think they figure it out. Get Stephon Diggs involved, but I think Texans still get the win.
Mm-hmm.
And Stroud will be just fine. You're not worried about you worried about Stroud or
no?
No. Eagles Saints. I went back and forth on this one a little bit.
I'm gonna go Saints on
Okay,
this
I
one.
like that. At home too.
Yeah,
They do
I
play
think
well
that
in New
that
Orleans.
helps. It's definitely not easy to play uh, in Philadelphia, whatever sport it is.
Agreed.
Just one, the atmosphere, and two, you might have a couple batteries thrown at you. So there's two levels to
Yeah,
that.
I took the Eagles, go on the road and get the win. I don't see it was a back-to-back game. Remember, they were my Super Bowl picks. Maybe I'm a little, on that, but I think they figure it out. I think they get it done, and I don't see it losing back-to-back.
Yeah.
Another battle, 2-0s, Chargers Steelers.
Chargers.
I got the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Um,
I think the Chargers
I
are
think
just
that Steelers defense shuts down Herbert. I mean, I don't. Who's the running back? Oh, J.K. He's been playing well,
yeah.
but it's gonna be hard for J.K. to run. Fan,
AK, shout out Jake Kessel.
as an Ohio State fan, I believe in J.K. Dobbins, but T.J. Watt's a dog.
I
Straight dog.
mean, yeah. So we're gonna take a little trip here.
Um. Oh, nice. Broncos Bucks. I'm gonna go Tampa.
Yeah, pretty.
Oh, T-Wood.
Accidentally just turned off the computer.
All right, we're
now.
we're gonna have T-Wood go ahead and call in for the rest of this.
Oh, wait, I can join right back in, no?
Well, it's gonna end in a few minutes. We'll just go ahead and get your call here.
Okay.
A few last picks. Hopefully they can hear you. If not, yeah, fuck it.
All right,
I'm sure tens of people are gonna watch this. So yeah, no, I got the Bucks. I think that's pretty simple, right? If you pick the Broncos, you're a psych bitch. Panthers and Raiders.
Raiders. Raiders get it. Gardner Minshew, pretty much Uncle Rico and the GOAT, so.
Well, they look good this past week. They did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, you're smoking crap.
You watch.
So,
They're getting the dub. Dolphins Seahawks.
Dolphins, Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks just because,
I agree. Yeah,
Scott.
I agree. Niners Rams.
Niners, give me the Niners. Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Rams, injury riddled.
Yeah. Lions Cardinals.
Give me the Lions.
Agree.
They win that one handedly. Cardinals looked good last week, but
Gotta go quick here. Sunday Night Football. Chiefs and Falcons.
Chiefs.
I got the Falcons.
I'd love to see the Falcons.
I think they ride high. Monday Night Football. Jags Bills.
Bills.
Agreed. And Commanders Bengals also Monday night.
2 Monday night games. All right.